Hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Unfortunately, I don't have a second monitor, so I think I'll have to pull up the chat on my phone or something. It's been a very long time. What a year. It's been quite a while. Alright, so, for those who don't know, this is kind of like, a continuation of the last stream I made like a year ago. I was working in Source 2. I have been continuing to work on this whenever I have free time, and whatnot. It's easier to work on this than it is to animate, I guess, because being a motion capture artist, I need a lot of room to do that, and some of the living conditions I've had over the past year have been really spotty as far as that goes. But I'm almost always had time, like, had a little bit of spare time to work on this, so I just kind of been throwing things together, trying to make things as canon as I can, but also look nice too. It's like this, this balance of all this different stuff. So anyways, we'll get started. Everyone recognizes this, of course. This is everything. That's the best way to put it. Almost every Black Mesa map ever, including many mods. We'll start with Blue Shift and make our way through the regular Black Mesa campaign, and then we'll jump to some of the other mods here. Here's there's some stuff missing because I needed to optimize it in the meantime. Full release is going to look better than this. Also, it's unlit. For optimization purposes and to have this running at a suitable frame rate to like showcase this to you guys, I had to remove like a lot of detail. But the whole layout is there, everything along those lines. So. This is the dam here. In Half-Life 1, there's a concrete structure at the end of the valley, but I had to bring that back in order to like save enough space, because they're just the problem with the dam is that it just takes up so much room, and it's like right smack in the center of the map. So pretty much every other map has to kind of like build around it, if that makes any sense. Yes, it's literally everything. Oh yeah, speaking of, I decided to add this at the end. All work in progress, of course, but it goes down to that big access pipe and surface tension. And I'm gonna connect it so that it goes all the way to the Rio Grande. I'm pretty sure this is a Rio Grande. I measured its dimensions and speed. This is a huge river. This has to be the Rio Grande. You know what I mean? But yeah, you should be able to take like this entire tube like a water slide. That's gonna be the plan, at least. Slip and slide of doom. Yes, yes. Also, fun fact: this entire canyon here is walkable, right? And it's not like Source 1 where you can find within the map grid. In Source 2, you could just keep going, and I drove a car around in this canyon for about 20 minutes and got lost. Like, it's that big. It's freaking nuts. Anyways, and then we'll go to the next section of Blue Shift here in a moment. Back through this tunnel here. Here's the cafeteria. Oh, by the way, I had really a lot of fun with doing this, but ignore this. This is placeholder to like seal up the sides or whatever, because I'm still working on visibility and whatnot. But if you notice, this kind of looks like the Black Mesa logo with everything right here. I had that lined up with the cafeteria. So if you stand like right here in the cafeteria, you can get a nice frame of the Mesa in the background, just like this one, surface tension. You got the Mesa and the freaking tunnel like this. Same basic concept. Yes, that is actually correct. Especially because I just moved into this one like a couple of weeks ago. The current house, yes. Okay, so here is. That's not supposed to clip in. I'm gonna have to fix that. That's a problem. Normally, one of the things I take in pride in when doing this is making sure that none of the maps overlap on top of each other. So, I don't know why I haven't seen this before, but it really shouldn't be that hard to fix, I hope. Here's this section of Blue Shift, and here is the Area 9 security checkpoint. Now in Blue Shift, it ends right there, but in this, I made it continue. Yes, I already have the whole thing ingrained in my brain because I'm the only one who's been working on it so far. Pretty soon here, people like Marvius and SDFuse and a couple other mappers are going to be helping me actually expand this out a little bit more. But so normally in Blue Shift you go down next, but in this map you go up. You have to make little compromises like that every once in a while, just to make sure that everything works correctly. Here is Transit Maintenance Center. I actually have the Transit Maintenance Center from Azure Sheep, which is supposed to be right here, but I forgot to add it for today, but it does exist here. And then what I'll do is, there's like 4 different rail lines that go into here. This one goes to the blue line of the transit system, and this one goes to the red line. And then I'll have one for the yellow line and the green line. Here is level 3 dorms. And now we get to decide. Do you guys want to see the rest of Blue Shift first, or do you want to see the rest of Black Mesa first? Oh my god, it's been quite a while. I'll just get started on what everybody already knows, and then we can go back to Blue Shift if you guys say that in the chat. Here is the Area 9 Central Transit Hub. I was really worried about this because this is going to be, I mean, it's the Central Transit Hub. It's like the center of the map. It's where all the different tram routes line up with. This is where people will be the most. No matter what game mode there is, this is where people will be the most, in the Transit Hub. And I was really worried because, we don't really have anything. We just had this decorative thing. But then I realized that Azure Sheep connects up to this. Azure Sheep has the Area 9 hub. So, we'll be able to expand out from this base of Azure Sheep here. And do a couple things with that. So, I'm looking forward to that. And then there's, the more rail lines connecting over here. Let's see. Black Mesa. Okay, perfect. And that's what we're doing. So normally in Black Mesa you just continue straight onto the next map, but in this one I actually had to make an elevator here to bring it up higher in line with everything else, and then it continues like normal with everything else. Here's the inbound rocket repair whatever. I swear I also fixed this too. I don't know why it's still here. That's weird. And the best part is, I constructed the outside of it, so now you can look into it from the outside. Same goes with pretty much everything. Everything is sealed. You no longer confined within each map like you are in Source 1. Like you can just prop climb your way out and just do whatever you want. And that's kind of the idea. So you can go anywhere and do anything. Here's this one. I actually had to remove this right side of the mountainside over here. The left side is still here. The right side is gone. to make way for captive freight from Blue Shift. Let me go down this way. You guys have already seen this before. So normally this door is closed, you can't see what's back here, but I added an extension. This will connect up to I think the sector B line, which goes to obviously consequences. Anyways, those who played Azure Sheep know that these are actually continued on. Some more over here. We've got a large variety. Yeah, Azure Sheep just has a lot of connections to the regular Black Mesa campaign, so we have a lot to build off of, which is nice. Then here's the elevator. And then instead of looping behind, it goes straight. Just little changes like that here and there, right? The linearity is there. If you know the campaigns, if you've played through each campaign, you'll have an advantage because you'll already know the map's layout, right? That's kind of the idea. This actually goes to Biodome, which I'll show you guys later. But just like Opposing Force, this goes to Biodome. Normally, you go right into the next area, but I actually had to make this significantly longer. Well, maybe we'll add some in-between stuff here to just kind of spice things up, but for now it's just going to be this long hallway. And that's how this goes. You know, I'm not an environment artist. I'm not very good at that kind of stuff. I'm good at planning. I'm good at blocking things out, but I'm not a super good mapper, if that makes any sense. Here's Anomalous Materials, like you all know and love. Not really changed that much, except right here, the elevator. Normally you go down, but instead I have you go up. Just things like that. You're starting to see the pattern here. I had to make a couple changes here and there in order to fit things. Because normally, if I didn't put this above the rest of Anomalous Materials, this would clip all the way through Unforeseen Consequences in Sector B. So it's just a mess, right? And I just have to do little things like this every once in a while. Yes, it is huge. It's not as huge as you think it is, though. Alright, and then we go back to... Here we go, back to Sector B. So normally there is rubble here, and you can't go past this point. What I'm doing is I'm making this like a small train station right here. You can see with the other train lines right here. So this is kind of like Sector B's train line. And then it also connects up to Azure Sheep, which is the lower part of the AMS right here. Not that connects up right there, right? And then I have an elevator right here that goes down to what people remember the armory animation I did a super long time ago. In my opinion, this is Sector B's main entrance, if that makes any sense. Like, this is where most of the traffic goes through. Past the security station and down this hallway, and then we just got like an elevator that goes up here, and then onto tram connections, right? This will be the train station right here. It's like a hole right here. Yes, stacking boxes. Sounds about right. Okay, so then that up next is Unforeseen Consequences, which goes down here, all the way through here. Everything is normal. Everything is normal. Unforeseen Consequences is largely unchanged, which I'm really proud of. And then here is the office complex elevator, which I've actually mapped out. It's not just like a teleporter like it is in the original game. If you go straight up, you'll go to office complex. And then office complex is largely untouched. I've added... by the way, one of the things I'm planning on doing... we're gonna use like procedural stuff in order to do this. That way we don't have to do each single individual room ourselves. But you know how there's a lot of decorative locked doors in Black Mesa and in just Half-Life in general? We are making every door you see accessible. Every single one of them. And we're gonna put a closet, or we're gonna put a connection to another part of the level. Everything will be connected. That's going to be a massive feat, which is why I'm sort of asking you guys for help doing this in a way. I'm asking more people for help. Here is... Okay, so here's the cafeteria, an office complex. This door right here is usually locked, but I'm having this be, if you can sense a pattern here, an elevator to a tram system. And this will be the Sector D, administration tram line. Also, it also hooks up right here to this section. I'm no idea what to put here. I think I'm gonna have this connect over to here or something. Maybe just like a window or just like some kind of plaza or something. But we can connect the other side of this, but like no stone left unturned. Every door will lead to something. It's gonna be very, very interesting. Yes, the entire facility. That's the plan, right? In the past, people have made parts of the facility, or they've made like a miniaturized version of the facility, or a very, very concise version. This is everything. It's everything. That's the plan. Alright, so office complex. And then we go up to, we've got hostiles. Where is it? Oh, I have to make the elevator just a little bit longer. I have to extend it upwards just a little bit. Not a huge deal, but just little stretches, little things moved here and there. You know what I mean? As we've got hostiles. Wait a second. Something's off. Hold on. Okay, so the elevator is right there. Okay, and then this goes over here. I forgot where the entrance to this particular section of... Oh, here it is. So it's this one, and then that leads over here, which eventually leads to here. Oh no, that's just an empty elevator shaft. Gotcha. Right. There's a little cafeteria from, we've got hostiles, and then this goes to, yeah. Okay, so good. Everything's here. We're all good. But for a second there, I was confused. But yes, it is all linear. It's the same. If you know the campaign by heart, you should be able to navigate through it. There's some very minor changes, but only to like maybe the direction you turn or whether you go up and down, right? But it's the same general path. You don't have to take like an alternate path to get to the next level. You should be able to walk through everything. Yeah, so my original plan was to make this into something for BMRP. The problem is, it's the whole facility. And unless you have like a server with like a couple hundred player slots, you literally aren't going to be able to populate this enough. You know what I mean? So in my mind, and I've already talked about it with some people, this is probably going to be the base map for like some battle royale game modes. We came up with some funny parodies that we could do. We could do like Escape from Black Mesa, which is like Escape from Tarkov, but it's Black Mesa or something. People really like SCP Secret Laboratory. I played that a little bit. I think that would be perfect for this. You know what I mean? Just on a much larger scale and not as procedural. So you could do Black Mesa Secret Laboratory or something. I don't know. It just plays on existing games. You know what I mean? Okay. And then we go. So we've got hostiles, which is right next to inbound. And I might add, we'll come back to this later, but this is apprehension. It lines up with apprehension, which is, let me just tell you, is just really nice. There's a lot of these little coincidences where the maps just kind of line up, and I'm not entirely sure if Crowbar Collective was thinking that far ahead. I know they did for like surface tension, for instance. Like those maps totally line up. Same thing with Captive Freight, where it was purposely made to line up with each other. But whenever they weren't, they still kind of are. It's kind of funky like that. Anyways, after we've got hostiles is blast pits. Alright, here's blast pit. And then after you go through this, I had to add this long tunnel. And then that goes, that's a problem. I think I'm gonna have to raise, I'll have to fix blast pit. No, this is perfect. This is where it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna have to make like some kind of ramp that goes down to here or something, just to connect this. Actually, I could probably move, oh, I'm stupid. I just need to move, we've got hostiles downwards. So it connects up with this, and it connects up with that. Okay, that's really easy. That's gonna take me 10 minutes. Like I'll probably do this on stream actually, if it wasn't already done, because sometimes things don't quite line up when I'm compiling. But let's see. Yes. Captive freight is the same general area as the warehouses as we've gotten hostiles. Captive freight is way the balls over there, next to residue processing. But it is kind of close, I guess. Let's see, blast pit. Okay, then you take this all the way down. This goes all the way through, which happens to line up with the tram scene from Blue Shift. Ignore this, by the way. This is the reason why the walls are clipping in and out really close is because this is technically a skybox. I don't normally do this, but I did it just so that I could boost my frame rate, so that it's actually watchable. Because normally, it's really laggy. And now it sounds kind of crazy, and it sounds like, oh, this must be an impossible project. You know what I mean? And I've always thought this too, but I thought that when I first compiled this map. I compiled this entire canyon over here into a map, and I drove around it in the canyon for like 20 minutes with the car and I got lost. When I first compiled this, I think I was with Iwata at the time. People sometimes call him Tobias, but he didn't think it was possible. He didn't think it was going to work, and it worked. The thing about this project is that every time somebody has told me it's not possible, I've done it anyways, and it's kept happening. It just hasn't stopped. Source 2 keeps working. Don't know why. And one of the biggest reasons why I've dedicated so much time to this project is because Facepunch is going to eventually implement something called level streaming. And now most maps that people are going to make, they're going to be kind of big, not maybe somebody would import, GTA San Andreas or something, right? People are going to do that. But like, I'm making this map in order to push the limits of level streaming when it gets implemented. But it's not implemented yet. So this is playable, but it runs at like 5 frames a second. If that makes any sense, right? It won't be optimized until Facepunch implements level streaming. Anyways, normally the next section starts right here, but I had to extend it all the way over here. So you started to get the idea here. I have to make changes every once in a while to so the pacing of the original campaign is out the window. There are shortened sections or elongated sections. It is a nightmare. The pacing is gone. But if you know the campaign, you can navigate it, and that's kind of the idea. Oh, hey, Hero Brian. Oh, I missed you, man. Oh, I'm so glad to see you, dude. It's Hero Brian. Oh my gosh. But yes. Oh, how far I've come. Hero Brian. I guess you could call Hero Brian my first Hammer mentor. He was helping me way back in the day with Source Filmmaker. And this is the future. This is what I'm gonna do half reality with. When one of the other reasons why I made this project, this map in the first place, is to get people excited about Black Mesa and Source 2, so that they'll develop Black Mesa and Source 2 for me, so then I can make half reality in Source 2, if that makes any sense. That's one of the biggest reasons why I've done this in the first place, is just to get people excited and other developers excited and just doing stuff like that. Okay, so here's Blast Pit, yada yada yada. Everything is normal except for, so here's the main entrance. Oh, by the way, normally in Blast Pit, this central section is like off to the side somewhere. but I actually was able to fit it in the center section, but I had to add these concrete outcroppings in order to make sure that everything actually fit. So this is something we'll solve later. I'll let some competent mapper figure this out later, but for right now it's actually inside there in real time. So normally you go into this way and then you make your way in. Right here is there's a tram station. This lines up with the yellow line of the tram station of the this will be the Silo D tram station. Okay, and then we go down this way to yeah, here it is. Yeah, right here. I have to like cut off some of this. I might have to like build out some structures or something down here. So normally in Blast Pit this is just an endless abyss, but you might see some concrete outcroppings just to cover up this section right here, if that makes any sense. Just little things here and there. Here's the rest of Blast Pit, and then here's Power Up. I have to fix this to make it go over here, but here's Power Up. Nothing, no big deal. Let's see. And then that goes on to the rest of On a Rail, and you can see here's really started. You can see everything in dev textures is stuff that I'm blocking out, just connecting, planning out, and like I said before, every single decorative locked door will be unlocked and accessible. We will leave no stone unturned. Every part of this facility will go somewhere. And if it doesn't, it goes to like a closet or something, right? That, or we just straight up delete the door. You know what I mean? No longer will you see a door and just be like, that's a decorative door, I can't go through it. Nope, you can go anywhere you want. That's the plan. It's ambitious, I know, but that's why I'm making the stream in the first place. It's so that people will help me because I've been doing this. I've been doing this for 3,500 hours, including compile times. I will admit, Source 2 has massive, colossal compile times, but I have been doing this for about 1.5 years, by myself, and so now I'm going to be getting help for once in my life, which I'm really looking forward to. Alright, oh, by the way, I don't know if you can see this, but this is apprehension right here. It just kind of hooks up to, oh, I have to fix that. But just, little fixes here and there. No big deal. Here is, from this angle, there's like a, patio or something, but, we're going to be hooking that up to, more locked doors. Like, we're just making connections. We're connecting everything. Alright, let's see. Holy cow, lots of chats. I need to read. I haven't streamed in a while, so it's going to take a little practice to get back into the swing of things. I only have one monitor, by the way. I haven't gotten my second monitor mailed to me yet, so I have to look at chat on my phone. Yeah, you've got a 1.5 peeps. The number of people is going to be a problem, but kind of like I said before, every time somebody told me something isn't possible, I've been able to do it anyways for the past 1.5 years. Like, I've just kept finding ways to do it anyways. And in my mind, if Grand Theft Auto can have hundreds of people per player slot, I think we should be able to as well someday. It'll probably be expensive, but the other option in my mind is really cheap NPCs, like scientists and security guards. That way the facility feels not empty. You know what I mean? I feel like there are ways to deal with that. Grand Theft Auto has a fantastic pedestrian system, and I'm hoping we can implement something similar. Yeah, this is S&Box. Yeah. How long this is going to take to finish? If I was working on this on my own, I would never be able to finish it. But this is why I'm asking for people's help and getting more mappers. You know what I mean? I've already got a couple people with S&Box keys who are going to be helping me with this. So I'm no longer working on this on my own. But it doesn't take as long to do things. A lot of the lights ported over, a lot of the geometry ported over. The only thing we really have to worry about is like the game logic, like entities, and sometimes we're gonna have to make like our own from time to time. But a lot of the hard work has already been done for us. We just have to organize things. You know what I mean? Well, level streaming, the way I'm hoping it'll work, if I'm not misunderstanding how level streaming will work, is that people will be able to selectively load and unload parts of the map that that they're in, right? So if you're on the surface somewhere, you know, you can just unload all the underground sections, right? And if you somehow poked your head through the wall of the map, maybe you'll see like other players off in the distance walking on nothing. That's what I'm hoping will happen. You know what I mean? But I don't know. We'll see. The whole point is that with entities, with baked lighting, with more static props, this won't be possible unless we can unload parts of the map that you know you're not in. When it comes to like role-playing game modes or whatever, admins are not going to be able to no-clip. And I'm being totally serious because I did have a successful compile of this, like, I don't know, 6 months ago, which was, you know, like 5 frames a second. And as soon as I no-clipped out of the player accessible space, my game crashed. Because in Source 2, when you no-clip out of the player accessible space, and I think it's the same thing with Source 1, it loads the entire map at once. So with level streaming, or with info visibility boxes, or with just culling in some way, we need to be able to remove entire chunks of the map whenever you're not in them, right? And once that becomes a reality, I'm hoping something like this will be possible. And if it isn't, I do have a backup plan, and that is Unreal. I know for a fact that Unreal would be able to handle something like this, on some level. I don't know, especially with Nanite, you know, all kinds of useful things we could do with Unreal for sure. But I'm hoping to do this in S&Box because it was a lot easier to port to S&Box, and I think it's gonna be really annoying to try to port to Unreal. So I'm hoping we can just keep this in Source 2 for now. Let's see. So level streaming requires every section with a player in it to be loaded. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Okay, so yeah, that's really annoying. Well, we'll see how that goes then. That's a bummer, but you know, I don't think that'll stop me. I think I'm just gonna keep going, and you know, I'm gonna see what happens. All right, so here's on a rail. So normally you go through this part right here, and it takes you to the next section. This is on a rail uncut, by the way. If I did regular on a rail, it just wouldn't be long enough. We're gonna add some kind of elevator here to take you to this particular section. Oh, I'm sorry. This one right here, which will take you through here. Lots of dead boxes of us filling stuff out. Here is, you can tell that's lamp right there. This goes over here. More dead box sections to pretty much everything. I still gotta figure out where this goes. Then here's this section. And that goes over to the rest of Ore Uncut. Every single freaking room. This was it was a pain in the butt to make, just the blocking out of everything. I can't imagine somebody actually stepping up to finish it out. I don't know if this map will ever get done, honestly. It's just a pet project to get people excited about Black Mesa and S&Box, right? That's pretty much it. This section, I think this goes over here. Where is something missing? Where is it? Oh, here it is. There's this little portion right here from Ore Uncut. You can see into the skybox or whatever. And I stuffed that right there. And then Ore Uncut goes over here with the funny boxes all the way up, and then out here. Every door connects to something. Driving a vehicle in this map is going to be a total must. You're not going to be able to walk. There's just too much to work with. This actually goes on top of the bridge, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I put that right here. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't have it loaded right now, but I have this connected to... I have the end of this tunnel connected to... I have it connected to this section of Blue Shift. I also have it connected to this right here. This section of this also section of Blue Shift. Let's see. We go to or uncut. What's after? Oh, apprehension, right? So after you get to looking into cooling systems used in large multiplayer maps, exactly. And we're gonna have to have someone to program something like that for us. Here, Brian. So, here's the thing. Yesterday, Facepunch gave every existing sandbox user 10 keys they can give to other people. I've already given away 4 of my keys. I still have 6 left. And a couple other people, I think, like SDFuse and then this guy named Buno, who are wanting to help me with this stuff, had sandbox before that. So I think they also have 10 keys they can share with other people as well. I'm pretty sure if you're really interested in doing this, and you want to set aside some time, it's a risk. If you're gonna help me with this, it's a risk. You know what I mean? Because kind of like I've been insinuating, I'm pretty sure we can do something with this, right? But we might, in the end, we might have to like really compress it down or something. So it may not be as ambitious as it is, but I'm just gonna keep going. Gonna go for the whole ride, see what happens. No, by the way, this is opposing force right here. Ignore this sand pile. I have to get rid of that. But yeah, this is opposing force. We don't have a Black Mesa version of that yet, so I kind of wanted to set aside some space for if somebody ever decides to do a Black Mesa version of this map. This is connected to apprehension, I believe. Yeah, I made some elevator shafts that go to apprehension. Alright, so now let's go on to the next one, which is right here. Each one of these goes somewhere. Oh, by the way, I'm pretty sure there's a sign here somewhere that says, high altitude launch center or tram system or something, which also connects to the yellow line of the tram system. So start to see, I've made everything as canon as I can get. Trying to follow the Gold Source Blue Shift tram map as much as I could, and then other tram maps like the one from PSR Digital, Hazard Course or whatever. I tried to follow that one too. In apprehension, I had to make this silo really tall. So I don't know if we'll put more doors here or what, but this silo is just going to be really tall. That's the only way to fit it. And the reason I did that is just because in Black Mesa, this reservoir is really shallow. It's stupid, right? So to make it more realistic, I made the reservoir a lot deeper. Also, the reservoir isn't very big. It just stops over here. But it does have a river feeding into it. Which is a fully modeled river, hopefully. That's going to go all the way over here to the distance. Okay, back to apprehension. I keep getting sidetracked. Let's see. Tried your best putting all of inbound into one map for SFM early days. How I solved map B going through the outdoor area of map A. Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I think I just put an elevator here. So here is by the way, this is Azure Sheep. I don't know if you've ever played Azure Sheep, but this is the Area 9 Central Transit Hub right here. But normally it goes straight, but instead I've just got an elevator, and then I extended it out a tiny bit. Ta-da. And that's inbound right there. What's the map file size? Past versions of this map have gone up to at least a gigabyte or two in size. It's huge. It's a fat boy, that's for sure. It's a big old chonker. Right, apprehension. Every single door goes somewhere. You guys get the idea. Alright, and then here is... So I personally believe the end of apprehension is the start of Sector B coolant reserve. Or something along those lines. Unfortunately, here's... The rest of the coolant reserve is like right there, next to Anomalous Materials, and then there's this one over here. So I don't know if this is Sector B or if it's just some random coolant room or something. I don't know, whatever, right? Anyways, okay, so this one goes right here, and then either we'll have a teleport or we will actually fully model a ventilation shaft that goes all the way to here. I don't know, you know, that's up to the people who are actually good at this kind of stuff. I'm just planning this out. Here's apprehension, which connects to, we've got hostiles, and then from there we go to residue processing. I know you guys really want to look at captive freight, but I'm probably going to do that last. Just be patient. Captive freight is crazy though. I'll tell you what. Residue processing. I'm actually not sure if I'm done with residue processing. I had to do this quick little thing. I might have to change it. You saw how it kind of clipped into blue shift a little bit earlier. There's all the residue processing. The very end, I need to fix. Like, I don't know why it's like this. I swear I saw this before and fixed it, but I don't know if it hasn't carried over yet or what. And then this vent shaft is just gonna have to go all the way up to questionable ethics. Now, somebody has already made, I think somebody in the source Discord actually already made the rest of questionable ethics. I have it dev boxed out, but eventually I'm gonna get his permission in writing, and then we can fully implement the rest of questionable ethics. But everything is here, right? For the role players who want the full experience, the entirety of questionable ethics is here, and it's not going to be closed off because of the, you know, because of the cascade or whatever. So, oh yeah, here's the forbidden secret doors to whatever. Right, questionable ethics, fun. There's that, and then here's this, and then this goes to the tram system. I kind of put like a section of blue shift here just because I'm probably going to remove it, but this goes down to area 9, just like everything. Everything connects to area 9. And then this will continue over to hazard course, which is sector A. And then from here, drumroll please. You've already seen this 6 times, but here is hydroelectric dam. I'm going to, and sort of already have connected the dam to opposing force over here. So it's sort of, you know, somewhat linear. It's not perfect, but you know, it go down to here. I explained this when I first started, but in Half-Life 1 there's a giant concrete structure at the end of the valley. I brought that back just so that I could have a tram line to run through it, because I needed a place to put the Area 8 Area 8? The topside dormitories, and I just couldn't find a place for it, so I ended up putting it on the other side of the dam, and the only way to really get it over there economically was to just go right through. We could replace this with some kind of overhanging bridge, which would be kind of neat, but I don't know, nostalgia of original Gold Source Half-Life 1, I just thought we'd bring the massive concrete structure back. Just gonna go over this again. Here's the end of the valley, of the dam valley, which will feed into this tube of the cliffside, which will feed all the way down here. And the plan, just for fun, you know, is that people can ride this like a slip and slide all the way to the end. And you can drive through this entire canyon, like I've said for like the 3rd time. I drove through here once for 20 minutes and just got lost. World Machine is a beautiful thing. Let's see. 1 to 2 gigs, pretty average for a source map. Okay, that's a good thing. Speaking of teleports, what about all the fake level transition elevators? There are no fake elevators. Every single elevator, I am trying really hard to not do teleports in this map. The only time teleports might be a thing is for convenience. For instance, a lot of the ventilation systems, are you really going to want to transition the entire, like, what is that? How far away is that? Half a mile? Maybe a full mile away? Are you going to really walk through an entire mile crouch walking in ventilation systems? I don't think anyone's going to do that. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure, like, for ventilation systems, we might actually do a teleportation thing for that. But, same goes for these storm drains right here. Let me go back to over here. I had to make a lot of compromises to get this to work. For instance, this right here, all the way up here in order for it to work. Like, it's a big jump. This might be a teleport. We might actually model the entire tube system. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's going to want to crouch walk up an entire system of tubes. You know what I mean? So we might have to do a teleport there. But for the most part, everything, every elevator, even the office complex elevator is fully modeled. It'll go straight up and straight down. You know what I mean? That goes down to here, right? And we'll have to do like a teleport all the way down to here. Okay, here is one of the biggest cannon breakers there is. At the end of surface tension, right here, right? The next level is on the other side of the map. And the reason I had to do that was because the airport is too big. If I was going to put surface tension anywhere close to the cliffside, I could maybe have stuck it right here, but the airport just goes right off the cliff. Like, there's no room. The only place that has room for the airport level of surface tension is over here. And just for continuity, I lined up the rest of the surface tension with it. So for all the way from the cliff over to here is the next jump. There's a couple of these jumps. It's really sad, but it was inevitable. You know, it had to come someday. Okay, so here, Brian, I've only started attempting to organize this a couple days ago. So far, it's just been me. So I've been scrambling last couple of days just to try to document everything. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of stuff that I did that I didn't tell anybody. You know what I mean? It's just working on this by myself. You know, not even streaming it. So now, if I'm going to be organized, I have to learn how to be, you know, an actual developer and not just an animator. You know, it's going to be a freaking mess. Anyways, here's surface tension, which surprisingly sort of already lines up. There's a couple stretches here and there. For instance, I'm going to have to get rid of one of these airlocks, of course. But, you know, this is much longer. Here's this section. Normally this door is closed, you can't go through it, but I've connected it to this section of surface tension. Go through here. I actually had to make this particular map. I had to lower this. Normally this door is like right here, but I had to make it even deeper. Just things like that, you know what I mean? Every once in a while. This goes over here to this like pad over here by the reservoir. Same thing with this one right here. Turn left to go to the pad of the reservoir. This goes down to here to the parking garage. I sort of tried to make it pre-disaster, you know what I mean? But it's gonna take a little while to fix up the parking garage. Parking garage was totally demolished in the Cascade, so use the maintenance shop. Here's the rest of that. We've got this over here. This road, which is right here, connects to the communications center from Azure Sheep. I have the rest of this out here. This is going to be level A1 or level A2. One of those two. Pretty sure this is A1, and then this one over here, next to further data, is going to be A2. But there is one or two tram stations in Sector D, like the central complex of Black Mesa, which is what this is. When you go through this way, So this is where the Gargantua, I don't know if you guys remember, the Gargantua walks off in the distance when you're in this section. I've actually modeled out the rest of that so that he appears where he's supposed to appear, which is, you know, right here. Just, you know, for continuity's sake, right? Things make sense a lot. It helps being like a mega Half-Life fan, because a lot of these continuity things will probably not be possible for any random dude. So I'm, you know, a little bit of my ego coming out there. You know, just little continuity things like that, hopefully to help things line up with each other. Here's a furnace room, hangar, everything you've already seen. Everything, all the skybox, everything is walkable. Everything. That's the beauty of Source 2. You're no longer confined to the hammer grid. Alright, let's see. Project lead. Oh boy. Honestly, I work better as I'm not the best leader. I'm really hoping that somebody with more experience will help take over this project, because I don't want to lead this project, man. I just want to help make it, you know. I just want to show people what's possible. The rest of Forget About Freeman I haven't put in yet, but it's right here. It comes out right here because you have to go all the way over here for the rest of it, just so that the skybox is, you know, has some continuity to it. And this is where, yeah, right here is where you come out. Yeah, that's the rest of it. So we might have to do like another teleport for this one, but I don't know. We'll see. I really don't like doing teleports, so we'll have to find some other way to figure it out. But here's Forget About Freeman, and I think everybody knows this, but the way Gordon goes through Lambda Complex is the back entrance. It's not the front entrance, right? So you got this. So normally right here you jump straight into the first map of Lambda, but I had to make sort of like this intermediate section right here, which sort of connects to the tram line a little bit, and then you can start getting into the thick of things. So normally, yeah, you go through here, and you go through there. So normally I think you come out one of these tunnels. Well, normally you exit this part of the level through here, but instead I had to switch to the other side. So this is actually one of the few things where if you memorize the Black Mesa map, you're going to get a little turnaround. Because normally you go through here, but actually it's this tunnel right here. Unfortunately, I just couldn't figure out a better way to do this. Maybe if somebody comes around who can help me rationalize, like flip this around or something, I don't know. But for now, it's just going to have to go through this door instead of this one. You know what I mean? Same general area though. Okay, and then normally the elevator to exit this section is like, okay, so here's the shooting range. I removed it. It's totally gone. But normally the elevator goes straight down right here. Instead, I had to co-opt this door right here, and then this goes straight down. That's another one of those continuity errors. Here, bit more that I can chew. Please chew it for me. That's exactly what I'm doing here. Here's this elevator. Another, you know, continuity problem. The general place is there, but it's just it's a little bit different this time, unfortunately. But most of the Lambda Complex is pretty good. At least all this. This actually has to just be flipped around to go over here. I just gotta flip around this bottom section, and it'll be good. And then everything lines up how it should, including up to the teleporter. It's not misaligned at all. It's all there. I had to make this longer in order for it to fit. There's that. Okay, and that's the end of the Black Mesa campaign. The next one we'll go to is Further Data, just because it's closest. Further Data is a remake of Uplink, I believe. And it starts in... Where is it? Oh, you know, I think it's deleted. But the rest of... I have to put that back in. But the rest of Further Data lines up here. It's actually like the entrance to the... In my opinion, what Chris Bryant did, who is one of the developers of you know, has a course in Prestar Digital and what's it called? Freaking peer review. He made this one on his free time, I believe. And in my opinion, he did a really good job. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the main entrance to Lambda, and that is like right around here is the main entrance, which goes right here. You can see this is this will be the Lambda tram station that goes right here. There's an elevator that goes up to it or something. Okay, what's next? The next thing we've got. I guess we'll go with Blue Shift. You guys already saw. I'm just gonna go through it again, but here's the Okay, here, Brian. Literally whatever you want. There's so much to do, and I still have to like organize people on exactly what to do. I can just basically just give you the source files. I give you, you know, the ported Black Mesa content, give you the map source, and then just let you do whatever you want. If you want, you could remake. I guess if you really wanted to exercise your skills as an environment artist, you could remake one of the opposing force maps. I'm pretty sure a section of what's it called? What is this again? This is what chapter is this? Crush Depth. Somebody already remade Crush Depth with Black Mesa assets. Actually, I'm pretty sure it was somebody on the Black Mesa Blue Shift team. So it should be easy to get this, but we're gonna have somebody's gonna need to remake Biodome. This right here is gonna be another one of those teleport incidents, because the next section of that goes all the way over here, I believe. Yeah, right. Where is it? That's the gearbox. Where is? Okay, we're getting close. Let's see. But this is the pit worm right here. I don't know if you can see that. It's a pit worm. Where's the entrance to pit worm anyways? I've almost forgotten. So it's right here. Yeah, right this way, that way, and then over here. Yeah, okay, here's the other entrance, right? This is where you teleport to or something. That's the rest of opposing force all the way up to this section, and then I think we stop after that. I can't remember why I stopped, but alright, back over to Blue Shift. So Blue Shift comes all the way over from the other side of the dam, right here, and then here is some more of that. I did some of the, like, the little cafeteria and whatnot just for fun. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you can tell by the proximity to Biodome, but this section right here is going to be, I don't know if it's going to be the main entrance to Biodome, but it's going to be one of the main parts of Sector E, if that makes any sense, which will connect somehow it'll connect to all this freaking junk. So same thing goes with this particular section of Blue Shift, because it's got the Biodome symbol on it. You go through here. Normally the Area 9 checkpoint goes down, but in this case I have it go up. Here's the Transit Maintenance Center. I have it from Azure Sheep. I've actually put it in, but I forgot to put it into this particular instance. There's a couple things I forgot here and there. But that connects to every line of the transit system. Here's level 3 dorms. And now we're back to where we started with, so normally we'd go this way for the rest of Black Mesa campaign, and this way for Blue Shift. So normally this just kind of cuts off into nothing. Normally this connects directly to that. But because of this, the existence of this tram tunnel right here, it actually cuts right through. So it would have gone right through here. You know what I mean? And that was a no-go for me. So I said, okay, how do we do this? So I put another train station here. The Area 3 actual train station, I guess you could say, instead of the weird backup train station that Barney takes. You know what I mean? And for those who played Black Mesa Blue Shift, the guy at this particular section right here says, okay, the gate isn't opening or it's bugging out. And the other dude says, okay, just send him this way instead of this way. So he basically, what he implies is that this way and this way both go to the same destination, right? Or relatively the same destination. So normally Barney would have gone along this route in order to get to work. You know what I mean? That's kind of the idea. But instead he has to cut through level 3 dorms and take the back entrance or something, right? I had to add this section because there was just no way to line that up correctly, unfortunately. Anyways, once you go through that door, you take some steps down to here, and then that's just the rest of Area 3 security, which eventually goes to so here is here is how you get to the particle labs. Normally you take some steps down and then the particle labs would be over here, but instead I'm gonna have you take some steps upwards and then over here, and then here's the particle laboratory, and then the entrance to the particle laboratory is right here, the tram station for it, which connects to the rest of the red line of the tram system, which is right here. You get a nice view to the outside. You get this nice section right here. It's one of those continuity things now I have to fix. This doesn't exist in the regular Black Mesa campaign, but I had to add it in for this tram line to get through all the way. And then here is the rest of Sector G. There's the entrance to Sector G, and that goes all the way down. That goes over here. That goes over here. So normally, there's a dude here at this door who's trying to fix it, but you can't go through, so you have to go this way, right? Which means that, once again, there are two ways to get to the same destination. So the shortcut way would take you directly to this door, which is right here. This one right here. But that door's locked, so you go through this way instead. That takes you all the way through here. Through there. There you go. That goes all the way down here. It goes right past Blast Pit. Get the rest of that. Then we've got the rest of duty calls. And then the end of duty calls is this elevator? Yeah, is this... like you kind of hop your way back and forth up this elevator shaft. You go through this tunnel. And then we're going to have to do another teleport all the way to duty calls and captive freight, which is way the balls over here. I wouldn't have put it this far away, except for the fact that captive freight is just freaking massive, and there was just no way to fit it. Yeah, it's going to be a nightmare. You're not going to be able to do this with a small development team. You're going to need a reasonably significant number of people. I'd venture to say you wouldn't even need a team for this. You just need an entire community. Like, there's just so much to do. What I'm hoping to do is convince somebody to program. You know how Advanced Duplicator works in Gary's mod? What I'm hoping is that somebody makes something similar in S&Box, and then basically whatever text file you save from your dupe, you can give it to somebody who's a Hammer user, and then they can turn that into a Hammer prefab, and they can insert it in your map, which basically would mean that we can let any random player decorate a map for us, if that makes any sense. So we can make all the basic geometry, you know, roleplay style, where it's kind of empty, and let people build in it. And once they've decorated it, we can take that data, and then we can put it into Hammer. We can bake it into the map or something. That's one of my longer term plans, is that anybody can just at least for all of the like the gray boxed areas and whatnot, is that people can just decorate them somehow, if that makes any sense. I don't know. But yeah, here's all freaking duty calls. The rest of duty calls, at least. Oh, here's a fun thing. First, before I show you the rest of the duty calls, let me skip to hazard course real quick. I have shown little bits and pieces of it. The problem here, O'Brien, is the same problem that TF2 Source 2 has, and that is the legality of it. I have permission from Crowbar Collective, Heiku Collective, PSR Digital, and Chris Bryant for the data, and Heiku Collective again for Azure Sheep. I have permission from all those parties. What I don't have direct permission from is Valve for the Half-Life 2 assets. There are some clauses, like in some articles that I found, that basically say, as long as you don't sell their assets or distribute something along those lines, then you're okay. So basically, worst case scenario, we have to replace all the Half-Life 2 assets, which maybe means we have to go sue Project 17 or something. You know what I mean? But I don't think Black Mesa doesn't use that many Half-Life 2 assets. So if we had to, I think we could replace all the Half-Life 2 assets with other things if we really needed to. And then everything would be purely not Valve, if that makes any sense. And then we'd be fine. But it's the same kind of issue that TF2 Source 2 has. I have to kind of talk to them and understand how they are doing it, if that makes any sense. But just to figure out how they are doing it legally, so we can kind of copy them from a legal standpoint, because that's sort of what we're doing here. The difference with them is I'm not sure if they got direct permission from Valve, but we have direct permission from pretty much every modder who made most of these. But yeah, here's all of Hazard Course, and then the only continuity break in Hazard Course, because it was inevitable, is after you swim through here, it's gonna take a turn. You go through this, and then you're gonna have to take a turn, and then you have to go down and take another turn, and then you come out right here. So that's the only continuity break. It's just the swim tunnel, which you can't even see through anyways. Like when you're swimming through this thing, it just kind of pushes you along. You can't see where you're freaking going. So it's fine, honestly. It works. And yeah, here's the rest of Hazard Course. Oh no, that's hold on. I put Hazard Course and duty calls together for a reason. And here's the river in Hazard Course that you kind of walk over, or you swim through momentarily. But here's the cool part. I did this on purpose. The end of the river is going to connect to the start of the river duty calls. In other words, if we really wanted to, we can make all these grates breakable, and you could just ride the river from Hazard Course all the way through duty calls, right? And then get this. Here's another reason. Is the third reason why I put captive freight where I did, is because I want this river to connect to Residue Processing. Residue Processing has the similar sludge river, you know what I mean? And that'll go all the way balls up here. Connect up to the rivers of Residue Processing. And that kind of makes sense. And there's like a water treatment, and then there's the decommissioned mining treatment plants, and then eventually the water flows out onto the cliff side, along with everything else. And so my plan is to just let people ride an underground tunnel of the river from Hazard Course all the way through duty calls and Residue Processing into the Surface Tangent Canyon. Same goes, it would also connect to this river here, if I'm not mistaken. This river from Blue Ship. Hello, Usman. How much trouble would it be? Just the same texture. Yeah, basically. Yeah, okay, so here's all that, and then the big captive freight reveal. Woohoo! Captive freight is massive. I had to dev box all this because we'll figure it out eventually. It's just all roof anyways. Don't even get me started. We're just gonna have to hire some poor guy, one of those, you know what I'm talking about, the freaking, what's it called? people who are really obsessed with trains, we're gonna have to hire some poor kid who loves trains to help us make this in Hammer. But I really want a traditional rail system on the surface of Black Mesa, which will connect to captive freight. I already sort of started on it. Like, I continued this down all the way over here, because I'm gonna hook this up with this right here. I think this says the New Mexico rail line or something like that, right? And then like the New Mexico rail line will just, like, some kind of bridge that goes, I don't know, somewhere off into the distance. I don't know. Like, we could have somebody do that. That's what I'm just thinking ahead to all those kind of things. And the rest of the rail line would just go off over here. I think somebody who already has a sandbox key who is helping me with this, his name is SDFuse, is pretty good with World Machine. And I think what he's going to do, what I'm going to have him do, is I'm going to make, I've already made a height map that has this and this. And then we can just kind of fill in the gaps with, like, you know, another cliffside of some kind over here. I don't know, like, something to put there. Same thing over here. It's kind of like not a very good transition. From either side, when you're looking at it purely, it's fine, but whenever you look at it like this, or like this, it's terrible. That's something, you know, just planning for the future. I have to fix it just at some point. Trigger push. Literal feature creep, yep. Yep, lots of freaking stuff, but just hoping to get people excited about it is all. And I think that's everything. Oh, that's not everything. Hold on. This was a pain. It was kind of a pain in the butt to implement, but I did get the entirety of the management office from Blue Shift working correctly and not overriding on top of each other. And then that goes down to over here. I think this is the big old laboratory. Where is it? You go through here, and then you go through this way, and then for some reason it's gone. I don't know why. It's really weird. I'll have to bring it back, but this connects up to this, and then this goes down over here, and then there's the rest of this. I really hope we get focal point done soon so they can get started on Power Struggle, because once that happens, once they get done with Power Struggle, it's going to be fun to see where that's going to go. I mean, there's plenty of space. There's plenty of space for Power Struggle. I really don't think we're going to have a problem with that. But, oh yeah, here's the steam tunnels. The only continuity error where the steam tunnels is, here's this one that goes down. The only continuity error is right here. Normally you go up to this way. We're just gonna have to connect this to that, basically. It's just pretty short, not a huge deal, I think. And then I also, just for the sake of it, I finished out the rest of this tunnel so that you could just take the tunnel instead. And that's the rest of the steam tunnels right there. What I genuinely think is going to happen with this map is that a lot of it's just going to be unfinished forever. And I think people are going to know that. It's just such a massive endeavor. I'm literally just, like, playing, like, you know, gambling a little bit and just hoping I win the lottery here as far as interest from people. And so I'm just gonna leave this stream up as a recording for now. Once this gets, like, I'm gonna keep trying to at least, maybe not the whole map, but I'm gonna be baking each individual section. I'm gonna bake lighting for each individual section as its own map, and then I'm gonna take screenshots or videos, and then I'm gonna make like a cinematic trailer for it. Okay, so now that we're basically done, that's everything. It took, how long has this stream been going on for? Anyways, now that we're basically done, let's show you some of the compiled versions of what we got going on here. Hello, Banana Slug. Only get too bored for another. I've been dealing with some IRL problems. I'm in Florida right now. I'm actually unemployed, and almost homeless. So hang in there. I'll be okay. You know, I'll be fine. But I'm just struggling a tiny bit. um, but I mean, while I have time, I'll be, you know, doing stupid things like this. Oh yeah, Happy Peeps. I'll absolutely might be getting your. Just very desperate for your help, honestly. I'm a terrible lighting artist, so um, I definitely might ask for your help. The nice thing is though, porting maps from source 1 to source 2, it does the lights pretty well. It's not exactly 1-to-1, but it's pretty good. Um, it's not half bad. Here's a version of just the pure topside that I baked with lighting. And you can tell this is like the actual map here, and the rest of this is skybox. But looks pretty good. It's all right. It's all right with lighting. But I just did questionable ethics, I think, just for the fun of it. See what it looks like. It's a little broken here and there. I'm pretty sure every map is going to need a little touching up here and there. There are some, you know, some minor issues every once in a while. Yeah, I don't know why this is red. There's just some like weird lighting things going on every once in a while. You know what I mean? This isn't I don't think this is a final compile, so you can see some problems with the light maps and the railings and stuff. You know what I mean? Every map is going to need a little touching up. But a lot of the places look great. You know, like this is fine. I think this is going to need a metallic section to its material, but like for the most part, a lot of it ported just fine. You know what I mean? Let's see. We're gonna have to. I'm also trying to do this pre-disaster, and then we'll do post-disaster later, because I kind of want 2 versions of this. I think post-disaster is gonna be easier because we already have post. It's kind of harder. It's not harder, but it takes a reasonable amount of effort to pre-disaster all the post-disaster maps, if that makes any sense. So, you know, that's something I have to do at some point. It looks like an ant farm. It really does look like an ant farm. Well, let's see. Any other maps we can handle? It looks pretty decent with lighting. Not that bad. Water's gone here. You can see some of the weird, like weird, like purple, like light maps. That's really strange. Just little touches here and there, you know. Honestly, what I might do here, Brian, is if we get enough mappers who are willing to help with this, we'll just, you know how there's like adopt a highway program? I think we'll do like an adopt a chapter program. And then there's like, I don't know how many chapters in total there are, like 20 or 25. So you got, you know, you got 10 plus with the campaign, you've got a whole bunch with Blue Shift, you got a couple with maybe with Azure Sheep, you've got one with further data, and then one with Azure, of course. So I think oh, the roof is missing on this. That's weird. It's really funky. But this is also missing, the communication center from Azure Sheep. No big deal. No big deal. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything. I don't know what else to say. This is just the soft boot of what I like to call Mesa Box. Just, you know, a play on Sandbox and Black Mesa. So Tentatively, we call it MesaBox. I already claimed a development organization in Sandbox and called it MesaBox, so I guess that's going to be the name of our development team if we decide to make one. We've got a whole bunch of maps to choose from that we could just take a look at if we really wanted to. What should we look at? Some baked maps. Oh, we should look at living quarters outbound. I'm not sure how well it's built, but I would love to take a look. Chapter 19. Hey, Sebastian. Finishing the stream pretty soon here. I'm not going to do it forever. Oh, this is broken. Never mind. Yeah, ignore this. It's broken. Yeah, oh, here's another good example of things that need touching up. Like, we have to merge all these corners together. Things like that. Alright, let's see. Which map is that anyways? So we've got A, and then I think it's B. Yeah, let's try CMOA, CM, C0M0B, C0M0B. B, I think is what I'm looking for. Let's see if that's compiled. I don't know if it is. Yeah, 15 months. Oh boy. Oh, I did get lighting sort of built for this. It's not super good, but it's alright, I guess. Also, the really nice, what's it called? Source 2 cables. This is just like a really early, just a test. It's kind of nice looking. Ooh, look at the light bouncing off those rocks. It's really nice. But, I mean, it's all here. It's all pretty cool. Look at this dude. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Anybody else got anything you want to talk about before I get off here? I'll probably be hanging out in Discord for the rest of the day. That's where I hang out the most. I think the link's in the description for anybody else who's new and just wants to hang out or something. I'm just an animator. I'm not really an environment artist. I can sort of do level design, but not even then, not really. I don't have a professional background in it, so I desperately need help. I cannot do this on my own. Saucy cables. Alright. I think that's it. See, you want a key? Just message me. I'll send you one. Just to anybody else who wants a sandbox key, I've only got like 5 or 6 left. So the reason I'm giving Herobrine one is because I've known him for years, and he's helped me with projects in the past. So I'm trying to save my keys. You know, not just hand them out willy-nilly. We don't need plain testers yet. You know what I mean? We need people who can actually help with this kind of stuff. So if you're willing to put in a little bit of time and you already have a sandbox key, or you've got a pretty decent, you know, mapping portfolio that you can show me, then I'll hook you up, man. I've still got a couple of keys left. So yeah, that's it. No worries, Michael. You're right, Bennett. The problem with having so many, like, you know, because we got Crowbar Collective, Haiku Collective, PSR Digital, we got Val, we got everybody, right? there's so many different people working on this map, straight up, that I don't think we can ever monetize this. Period. I'm afraid to even do some kind of donation system. I mean, maybe donations are okay, but even then, like, there's no way we're gonna have enough money to, you know, to do that kind of stuff. It would just be for free time, for fun, and for portfolios. I am happy to say that I did graduate from a school called the Dave School last year, which is one of the reasons why I was gone. I was going to school. It's just a game production school. I learned how to model, and I learned how to manually animate instead of just doing motion capture. I'm also very experienced in judging other people's portfolios, even if I don't know how to. Even if I'm not very good at being an environment artist, I know what good work looks like, and I know how to critique it. You know what I mean? So if anybody wants, you know, portfolio critiques, hit me up, man. I'll try to help you in the way that my school taught me, which is the 3D, like the professional standard of you know, people who could do that better than me. You know, a lot of people in Eagle One, for instance. I'm somehow still a member of Eagle One, even though I haven't helped them in ages. I guess it's because I'm the only motion capture guy they have. They just haven't needed any motion capture in a really long time. I don't know, whatever. But I would recommend talking to them. I'm the most skilled people that I know outside of Black Mesa Blue Shift. All the devs in Black Mesa Blue Shift are really good, except I would probably say me and maybe Unstoppable Giant, because he's like pretty young and this is his first gig, if that makes any sense. Even then, though, Unstoppable Giant's learned so much and he's done so well. Like, Unstoppable Giant's the voice of Otis, by the way. But yeah, I know a lot of people who can help you out if you want help looking at portfolio. Anyways, time to go. Patreon, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, especially with the amount of people we need to get this working in the first place, there's no way I could pay all of them anyways. So, if anything, if we did do some kind of donation or Patreon system, I think we'd have to do it purely for like server costs or something, you know. That way we can test a server with a couple hundred people, you know, one of those really expensive fat servers somewhere, you know. Maybe we could, maybe we'd have enough money for a really big, you know, couple hundred player slot server or something, you know. I don't know. But maybe that's what we put the money to if we made any. Anyways, alright, time to get going. See you guys later.